Tyron Woodley, Jake Paul just had a press conference. I believe this to be their first one. Tyron Woodley said, and it was the demeanor, it was the calmness, and I know T Wood for a long time, but he said, I mean, he really let us in on some personal insight here. He said, my fall in MMA was like being on, talking about being the world champion, right? Going from world champion to released. He said, it was like being on top of the Empire State Building, falling in front of the world, and everybody who ever wanted to see you fall is there enjoying it. I'm changing his words slightly. I'm really close. He then says, when I fight moving forward, it is not just about winning. That isn't enough. I want it to look like a fight. I want to show the people who I am. I am going to bring violence. I'm going to bring knockouts, things like this, but very heavy statements, very big stuff. And he wasn't working because he also complimented Paul by example. He said, man, this is going to look like a fight. This guy knows what he's doing. But I do too. I'm going to go beat him. But the question of what we're fighting for is always meaningful. It's always valuable. All the talk that we just had on Conor McGregor, his last fight with Poirier, the narrative always coming in against Conor was that a rich man can't fight. Why would he? Why would he need to dig deep? He doesn't need the money. He doesn't need to be here. If there's no money and there's no titles, prestige isn't enough. That was the narrative. A lot of guys have proved that statement to be true. And my point right now, and the genesis of where I'm coming from, is to just say, what is Tyron Woodley's motivation? And when you're talking about fighting for identity, that this is who you believe you are, and your worth is directly related to the result of that athletic contest, that is power. I mean, that is a powerful motivator right there. That doesn't affect the contest, right? One guy's better at the punches than the other guy is. But it sure does affect the preparation. It sure does affect the training. And I don't know that I've ever heard Tyron. Many things about it I was very proud of him for. And it really made me enjoy this journey more. There was a part that made me a little bit sad. You know, I don't want Tyron feeling that way. This is a champion of the world who was on the Empire State Building. He was at the absolute highest spot. I believe he will go into the Hall of Fame, which is the greatest compliment you can get. And to hear that he believes that his value or those around him, somebody led him to believe this. Those people sound like jerks to me. I don't want that to be the case. I want him to try hard like he always does, train hard like he always does, go out there and compete and live with the result like he always does. But talking about the Paul fight, I don't want Tyron feeling down on a personal level, down about the fight if it doesn't go your way. Sure, I would expect it. Down about yourself if the fight doesn't go, that's tough. And Paul's just doing his thing. I mean, this guy is having fun. It is very hard to find fun within the sport. If I had any regret in my career, it was that I didn't have any fun, because I look back at it now and I go, man, what cool moments. There was some travel involved. I'm not a big travel guy. I would probably never leave my house if I didn't have to. But that's still an opportunity. You're still seeing things around the world. You're meeting different people. You're trying different foods. You're smelling different smells. I just wished I would have enjoyed it more. When I look at Paul, he looks like he is having fun. Is he a troll? Sure. Is he an entertainer? Yeah. But he likes doing those things. He seems to be very happy. It's very rare that you run into an athlete. And again, I can just personalize it, but between the weight cut, between the stress, between the training, knowing the only thing you have each night when you go to bed and wake up the next day is that you are now that much closer to getting locked into a cage. There just wasn't much to look forward to. As a very matter of fact, I was glad that I did it. But fun was not something that I could bring. I just didn't have a lot of fun. Paul looks like he's having a hell of a good time, man. I'm jealous. I love how he's going about his career. I would love to see him in the practice room. Demetrius Johnson came out. He was talking about both Paul brothers. Demetrius said, man, these guys train like real athletes. And I don't know that Demetrius said it in a way that led me to believe that Demetrius had seen it. that wasn't explicitly stated. And when I look at the Pauls, man, they're so busy. They got something going on all the time. Every day between the social media, the work, or the interviews. Are they getting their 2 workouts in? Are they? Are they getting those miles in? I mean, Logan could not go through what he went through with Floyd, regardless of who you think won the fight. Logan won the fight. That's the answer. But regardless of who you think won the fight, you got to have a level of conditioning just to keep your hands up and your feet moving over 8 rounds with anybody, let alone the greatest to have ever done it, who's socking you in the body every chance he gets. I mean, there's a level of training that just has to be in place, but I would like to see it. Time management is a very impressive skill. These guys appear to have mastered it.